Well, just to get back to what I was saying previously. Okay. So welcome to the Masternomics call. So this will be a weekly call. It'll be every single Wednesday at 6:30. It will be hosted for the most part by Martin, Christopher, Glenn, aka Chris. So the every call will also I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue tied. Every call will have something to do with business, or personal development, or something with self-mastery. Every call is dedicated to helping you become a better person overall, not only in your business life, but also your personal life. So Martin Glenn, for the ones that don't know him, I'm pretty sure everybody on here do know him, but for the ones that don't, that he is a serial entrepreneur. He have been in business for himself for a very long time. He been in business for himself ever since he was in his early 20s because he don't like being told what to do. And so he decided to take it upon himself to create his own sources of income so he can be his own boss, and it have paid off for him. But like I was saying before, it's not that he was successful at all of his businesses, but he wasn't afraid to fail. And so he's literally a man that failed his way to the top. And that's why I respect him so much, is he don't have any fear in him. And so he's going to take the chance no matter what. If it come up here, if it come in his head, he's like, baby, we finna do it. And next thing you know, tomorrow it's a new business created. When Martin feel like he need a new income, we got new babies coming, he don't go get a job. He don't say, oh, I'm stressed out. He say, okay, we got to create more businesses. He have enough businesses to fund each and every single child. So every time he have a new baby, he got a new business. He got 20 kids, just to let y'all know. I'm just playing. So I like to have fun. I like to joke around, make everybody laugh. So if you're not a jokester, I'm sorry. But yeah, so Masternomics, we're here to help you guys in every way possible, because that's what it's about. It's just about personal development, personal growth, spiritual growth, just being able to grow and be the best people that we can be in life, period. But tonight, this call is dedicated to being about business funding. Why most small businesses can't get funding. And so what Martin will be going through is he'll be teaching you, he's going to go through 5 reasons why most businesses don't get funded. But not only he's going to tell you why they don't get funded, he's going to give you the steps on how to get your business structured properly in order to get the funding that you need. And he's also going to show you how we at Masternomics are able to help you get your business structured to get to the next step of getting the business funding, the business credit, everything that you need to have a successful business. And so I know that we were supposed to get started at 6:30. We had a hiccup. And so I'm going to go ahead and let Martin Glenn be the man to go ahead and take over the call.
Hey, everybody, look, I'm so happy y'all are on here, to be honest. What we just saw, that's the problem right there. But the main thing is we don't let it distract us. We jump right back on, and we got to be about our business. So we're going to be talking about, see, people are trying to come. Shamika Miller, anyone know her?
She sounds familiar.
She sounds like she with the team. Figure out if she's not. All right. So the thing about when we're talking about business funding, everyone on here is probably in some form of business, or we're dealing with everyone that needs some type of funding, right? In some aspect. And the thing about it is money affects everything that we're doing. So at Masternomics, we focus on the 2 things, the personal development and the professional development. So whether you're in the tax business, insurance, car sales, selling clothes, pressure washing, whatever you're doing, we get our money from people, right? Now, because we focus on the personal development and professional development, we deal with people that are dealing with professional services and business owners and business creations. Now, we all seen what happened with the pandemic, and we've seen all the PPP loans, right? Now, never before in the history of this country has this country allowed Black people to have a forgivable loan, right? That has never happened before, right? And it definitely wasn't intentionally to help us, because even when you research how that money was distributed in the country, you'll find that we still were some of the last ones to get funded. But what happens with a lot of us is it produced a lot of people that said, wow, we can get money, we can get funded. There's a way to get some money. And like a lot of us, unfortunately, and people in general, we want something for free. And so now a lot of us in these professional businesses that we're dealing with, we want people say, well, what other free money they got out there, right? Now, understand that mentality is not the mentality to have when you're building and you're thriving, or you want to create something that's a sustainable source of income. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about business owners that want to be in business and want to sustain themselves. You're not just looking for something free. All right. So if money is made from people, then money is large sums of money comes from relationships. Okay. Let me share this, and you guys let me know that y'all can see that. All right. So Masternomics. So why small business owners can't get loans for their businesses, right? One, people trying to come in, but it's over with now. All right. So these are the top 5 reasons that businesses do not get funded. These are the top 5 reasons. First one is bad credit or no credit. Second one is the lack of collateral. The third one is weak cash flow. The fourth one is a lack of preparation. And 5, you don't want enough. It's a small. So now let's think for a second. Everybody here knows what affects everything physical in our lives. Credit. Credit affects you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Whether you own your home or whether you're renting, it was based on credit. The car that you're riding in, whatever note you pay a month, you got it. Whatever that note is, it was based on your credit. You understand what I'm saying? Who them people are? And so when we understand that, then we got to think and ask ourselves. For one, you got to look in the mirror. And you got to ask yourself, why don't I have a good credit score if you don't have one, right? So if you're in the 5s and the 6s, you got to ask yourself, you got to be honest with yourself and say, if I know this affects every aspect of my life, why don't I have a better credit score, right? Now, if you're talking to people, if you're in a professional service and you're dealing with people, a lot of people out here are in professional services or just services. And the car you're selling, or the insurance you're selling, or the house you're renting, or whatever you're doing, we know that these people are affected by their credit. So guess what? We got to let them know the importance of credit. We got to say, if you know something affects every aspect of your physical life, why don't you pay closer attention to it, right? Why don't you take it serious? Why do you want to pay a high car note? Why do you want to go get a payday loan? How come you can't get a regular loan? Why you got to gamble your car? Why you have to gamble your paycheck when you're already in a hole? And so now you're paying 30-something% interest on a payday loan, right? This is happening to us in our communities. These are predatory lenders. But why? Why? Because we have bad credit. Why? Because we don't understand what credit is. Credit is just trust, right? It's your history. Your credit is your passport, okay? So you cannot get funded for your business. If you're a sole proprietor, you don't have an LLC, you're not an S Corp, you're not a C Corp, you're a sole proprietor, the only thing they can look at is your credit score. Okay, so you have to understand your credit is that important. Now, if you have an LLC or your S Corp or C Corp, the credit is still important, because if you have not established and built the business credit, then you are going to be the personal guarantor. What's the personal guarantor? That's the person that is guaranteed to pay this money back if we loan it to you. All right. So when we look at these problems, bad credit, lack of collateral, weak cash flow, lack of preparation, and not wanting enough, you want a small risky loan, then what we see clearly, the problem is something with our mindset, and it's something the way we view ourselves. So at Masternomics, we focus on the self-mastery. We focus on you, developing you, right? So we don't develop businesses, we develop the business owners. All right. So at that point, your client, whoever you're dealing with, or even yourself, you have to have the self-management, right? Self-mastery, the ability to recognize, understand, control, and make the most of your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual self is gained through awareness, understanding, and control over your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Essentially, it gives you control over the one thing that you can control in any given situation. And what's that? That's yourself. So self-mastery. So when we're thinking about, so now when you think about bad credit, you're thinking about your habits, right? Now you want a bank to loan you money, but the bank don't know you. It don't know John or Jane or whatever your name is. So guess what? I want to see your report card. Let me see your resume. What's that? Your credit report. Right? You want me to loan you money, but everybody that's ever loaned you money in the past, you have never paid them back. Or you pay them back massively late. Right? So that's a bad deal. So therefore, your business is not going to get funded based on you. Right? So why do you think we'll say, wow, there's a lot of Black businesses? Most of those businesses are sole proprietors, by the way. Right? And guess what? We're crying because we want funding, but we won't do the work that's going to get us funded. So that's why we offer the service of credit repair, credit restoration, right? To teach you the better habits, to help you. Let's look at where you're at. Let's look at what's paid late. Let's look at what you're paying late. Let's look at the repos. Let's look at the bankruptcy. You don't have to stay that way, right? When you know better, you should do better, right? But we know a lot of people don't live like that. So it's self-mastery. So that's the primary reason why businesses can't get funded, right? Bad credit. Credit is that important. So we want to show you how to not only build your credit, but then build the business credit. You cannot build business credit if you're still trying to just operate like you are the business. Okay, so when you start an LLC, understand that is a separate entity. That's a separate person. You can build that person. And when you're building an LLC, you should build it better than you. Because if your score is low, you don't want to start this business off doing it the wrong way. The way you're building a business credit is step one is getting the Dun & Bradstreet number. And then you can start getting some funding. I don't know who on here got PPP, but probably everybody on here wants some more money. So we got to take the necessary steps. And when I talk to people and people in the office, they say, man, I need some money. I need some money to get this business going. And I say, well, you needed the money 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I told you to start the process of getting your credit repaired. Now, 6 months later, you still need the same amount of money. But guess what? If you would have started 6 months ago, I guarantee you your score would have been up 150 points. So you need to start right now. So everyone here is no reason for us to be in business and not have 800 credit scores, as if we can't do it. If we can't pay for the service. And now we offer the service. For anybody that's on here that doesn't know, we offer the service and we offer it professionally. So that's one of the top reasons why businesses can't get funded. Nobody's going to give somebody money that don't pay their bills, period. Okay? And so that comes with us understanding money. The second reason, a lack of collateral. So let's say you do have a poor credit score, okay? You have a poor credit score and you don't have, you have a poor credit score, but you have collateral. What's collateral? What's the example of collateral? Some property, some real estate, some cash flow. So if your business is making X amount of dollars, if we could show that your business is making money, if I could see some bank statements, some real bank statements, some real traction that money comes in this account, that your business is sustaining itself, then you become an option to loan money to, okay? Now, for people getting started, people all the time, and they're like, well, I don't have no collateral. I got bad credit. I got this or that, right? But you make money. Like I said, if you would get started today and change the way you think, then one of the easiest forms of collateral is to buy some real estate. Now, when I say buy real estate or buy property, what do people think? I don't got no money for that. I ain't got that kind of money. I can barely, pay my car note or whatever. But I talk to these people and they're always in a new car every so many years. So you're spending money on something that depreciates, okay, as opposed to something that appreciates. So when people think of property, the first thing they always think about is, a building, or it's going to be $100,000. Nah, You can buy a piece of property for $1,000. You can buy a raggedy house for $1,000 and leverage what you have. You could, if you own a piece of property, you might have paid $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, whatever, for a shack, but it's on land. Okay, anything that is rare is always going to have more value than anything that you can always get. You can always get a bunch of cars. There's only so much land on Earth. The Earth is not making any more land. Land is going to always have value. So if you thought better and you say, okay, well, I'm in business. My business is struggling. Let me see who these people are. Victoria, that might be. Let's see if you're a real person. All right, my business is struggling. And if your business is struggling and you say, well, you need to get some collateral. Every year you get a tax return. Buy a piece of property. Every year I buy property. I don't care if it's ragged, I'm buying some property. Why? Because that property that you paid $1,000 or $2,000 for, if it was repaired, it might be worth $50,000. Okay. The lenders understand land and value. All right. So therefore, you can leverage that little bitty asset and you could possibly get a loan and spark your business. You got collateral. Okay. So what I'm saying is it's going to take you to get uncomfortable and do some different things, right? Collateral, a cash secure loan. Well, that's if you have money. Okay. Now there's ways you can show money. You can show money and then they'll loan you money, right? But you got to have some collateral. So if you don't have any of these, why would I loan you money? See, we look at the bank wrong. We was taught to look at money wrong. We don't understand money. And that's the problem. The education system that we come in, it's not teaching us about money and how it works. Okay. Money has to move. Banks make money off of loaning money. It's not that they don't want to loan you the money. You're just not in position. So we got to get in position. When you're talking to people on a daily basis, whatever business that you're in, if you're selling a car, tell them, look, I want to help you get into position so that you don't pay a high interest rate, right? When people, oh, well, I'm behind this or that. Okay, yeah. Are you going to stay like that? Why are you behind? We got to have some self-awareness, and that comes with the self-mastery. That comes with us understanding this, right? Now, weak cash flow. Nobody wants to loan a business that has weak cash flow. All right. If we were just talking about the personal level, if you just started your business, right, you got to have something to show. So you don't have no collateral. But if you're in business and you've been in business for a year or two, and I said, well, you're in business, on paper, you got a business. All right. But how much money do you make? Let me see your bank statement. Remember, I want to loan you money. If I walked into, knocked on your door right now and asked you for a loan, you want to know my whole history, right? You're going to want to know everything about me because you want to know, how am I going to get my money back? And then how am I going to make some money? So the bank is in the business of loaning money and making interest. If they don't loan the money, there's no interest. So they want to loan the money, okay? We got to get in alignment with what we say we want. So if you want your business, if you want a $100,000 loan, structure your business like a $100,000 business, okay? You got to get in alignment with that. You can't run your business ragtag. You can't run your business like, okay, I made $50,000 in the tax business in March, and then all the money is gone in 2 months. You taking the same bad habits that you had, before you got into business. And that's what most of our business owners do, right? So we got to shift that. Somebody on iPhone. We got to shift that and change that and change the way we think. When we change the way we think, then our business is going to change. We're going to start producing more money, right? So it's all deals with us. It all deals with you and how you run the business and understanding money. Understand that the banks want to loan money, but they just want a less risky loan, right? And so we got to get in alignment with what we want. So you have to have some cash flow. Somebody, okay. You have to have some cash flow. So if you're doing business, some people don't even know what they're making because they don't keep any books. You got to keep you got to keep books, you got to keep records, right? If you want to be able to get funded, you have to show me something, right? You got to show me something. You got to have some value. Everyone has to have value. That's what this should be about, building value. All right, now let's look at another thing. People have the mentality that they don't understand the law of reciprocity, right? And that comes from, everybody says, well, I want some free money. I don't want to pay nothing back. Well, think of what you did with the money when you got, most of the time when you get something and there's nothing to hold you accountable, when you don't have to pay it back, what you really do with that money? You really normally blow it. It's probably gone. You don't even know what you did with it. But when money works like this, when you understand the law of reciprocity, people should be paid back for what they do. Another way to put it is, one good turn deserves another. All right. So if I set you up, I loan you $100,000, okay, to get whatever you want in the business, and the first thing you do is you don't pay me back. You think you beat me because I'm the bank, but you really beat yourself, because guess what? There's no limit to money. If I gave you 100,000, I will give you 200,000 more. And people are thinking, because they don't understand business credit. Business credit is different, right? Personal credit is like, if I give you a $10,000 credit limit, credit card has got $10,000. You max it. What happens to your credit score? It goes down. Business credit is this: I give such and such LLC. First of all, it's more than that 10. I give such and such LLC $50,000, and you max it, but you pay before or on time. It goes up. They want to give you more money because business shows its responsibility. A business shows John Doe is not just responsible for John Doe. John Doe is responsible for these employees. He's not only taking care of his house, he's paying the building that he rents out. He's not just paying his personal light bill, he's paying the business power bill, he's paying the payroll. So we want to give him more money. That's how business credit works. But that's really just reciprocity. If you pay me back, if I'm in the business of giving money in order to make interest, I want to have a good relationship with you. All I want you to do is do your part. I can give you more money. See, number 5 was businesses, we don't want nothing. This is what I mean. Like, people say, well, I want a loan, right? What you want? Man, I could use $10,000. What's $10,000 really gonna do for you? And you think about your rent. What if your rent is $1,000 a month? I mean, what's really $10,000 doing for you? Well, yeah, I could use 50. Well, what's that gonna do? See, we thinking so limited. Guess what? Do you know how much money is printed in this country? You know how much money? How much money is printed each day? Produces 38 million notes a day with a face value of approximately $541 million a day. It's being printed while we're talking. What is this money being printed for? If you look at the dollar, it says this is legal tender for all debts. So you telling me right now, money is being printed, and we got small business owners and people acting like there's a limit to the money? You thinking too small. You're saying, I got a business, and the first thing, some of these companies say when I'm talking to people, I'm trying to get them a loan, and they ask for $10,000. They like, man, we won't do no $10,000 loan. You don't want no more than that. Did you realize that a $50,000 loan and a $1 million loan to the bank, they pay the same processing fees. They ain't worried. They printing the money right now. They ain't worried. They want to give you the money. They'd rather get a bigger interest payment. But it's because you thinking small. That's why we don't have nothing, right? So this is the purpose. It's to shift your thinking. Listen, money is printed on demand. If you demand it, they're going to print it. When a new car come out, guess what? Everybody demands, they know in what, a week or so, it's Christmas time, and guess what? Or whatever y'all need to get as many toys as you want, they just doing it, printing, get it, right? So you got to get under the understanding and the conscious awareness that there's no limit to something. There's no limit to the money. Okay, so these things are holding us back from getting funded. So if you put yourself in position, you got to put yourself in position and say, stop thinking like just a single self-employed person, and think about your business and set your business up as a separate entity. And we'll set your business up and we give the business its own credit line. Okay, and we start off right. A lot of us started off wrong because we followed, hate to say it, but sometimes our parents are the ones that loved us and said, well, education is the way to freedom, and you indebted yourself. And some people, 40 years old, still paying college loans and all that, right? So we could set the business up different. I mean, this is in a matter of months. You can set up business credit and get funded, okay? So the problems that people are saying, and I know a lot of y'all do, everybody, is the PPP coming back? I want something I ain't got to pay back. I hate to say it, but those people they don't understand how money works. Do you want to thrive? Do you want to partner? It's a relationship. Banks are banking partners. Okay, it's about a partnership. It's like, would you respect me if I said, man, look, I want to borrow some money for you and I don't want to pay you back? And then the thing about it is, when you tell people, okay, well, you should go for a grant, but they say, that's too much paperwork. Come on, man. What you want? We got to shift the way we thinking and shift the way we look at all these things. You understand? So that's what Masternomics is about. Those 5 things can all be tackled with you having an understanding of money and how it works. Understanding, 1, you can fix your credit right now. You can start the process today, right? There's a lot of people here that's affiliates. You can go to whoever you want. Let's just get it done and start the process of building your credit if you don't have a good credit score. Guess what? If you do and you're in business, we need to be getting your business credit established. Not tomorrow, but right now. And get you the money that you need to make your business thrive. So it's not that we can't get funded. We just can't get in alignment with what we say we want. We got to shift the thinking. So this is what the Masternomics is about. Collateral. Everyone here on a basic level, right? There's a lot of forms of investments you can make. The basic level, which nobody would debate me on this, is real estate. It's simple. You can see some land, you can see some dirt, right? I'm not an expert in cryptocurrency and things like that, but those are very good too. But I'm just not the expert, the one to break it down. But I can tell you about that dirt out there and what it did for my life. When I went through a financial struggle, what got me through when I had collateral. When my money was low, but I had some property that was raggedy, but I still was able to go to the bank and get me $50,000 when I didn't have the cash flow. You see what I'm saying? Every year you should make an investment. I think that everybody should at least buy one piece of property. And like I said, change the way you think. Stop looking at you got to buy this plush building and look at things. And you can start with whatever you got. If you got $1,000, we can start there. If you got 5, it's a lot better. If you got, of course, more, you got more options. But what you got is enough. You see, what you have is enough. And then cash flow. Cash flow, and number 4, which I had skipped. Number 4 on the list was, of course, lack of preparation. 5 P's. Proper planning prevents poor performance. Most businesses fail because they don't even have a plan. Okay. You're not going to get anywhere without a plan, period. It's that simple. So you have those 5 P's: proper planning prevents poor performance, and you get in alignment with what you want, you can get funded. I can help people get funded tomorrow. I can help you get in the real estate game tomorrow, right? It's that simple. You just got to want it. So this information, take it, share it, give it to people, apply it to yourself. If you don't have no property, you should be hitting me money. Can you really get something for $1,000? Yeah, you can. There's people on here right now, they can help you, right? It's just, do you want it, right? Do you really want a loan? Yeah, you can get a loan. You can get $100,000 loan tomorrow, right? We just got to make sure you got everything in order. So that's why we do everything from the document creation to starting a business from A to Z. We want to take you there, okay? Hey, look, we call this a moment. It's a moment in mastery, just a moment. I want to eat up all your time. I just want a moment. So I appreciate you guys for giving me a moment of your time. And just that moment, it can change your life because it changed mine. Is there any questions? Anything someone might want to add? Anything that anyone has seen out there about anything pertaining to what we're talking about? Feel free to comment, feel free to ask. This is about information to help and heal us.
2 words, Brother Glenn.
Appreciate
Everybody
it.
just needs to take action.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah.
Take action.
Yeah. That's simple. That's right. Yeah. So, and you guys, look, like I said, we're all professionals. Let's apply this. Hey, everybody here is a lot of tax professionals on here. We're going to be talking to people as we get them the tax returns.
Okay, Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley is in the comments, and she had wanted to know: is it hard for people on the in the travel industry to get grants?
No, it's definitely. Oh, and she's in the business of like the traveling business, like she's selling travel. She's a travel agent. That's probably what she means, right? Well, at the end of the day,
can you unmute yourself so he can help you?
Oh yes, I am a travel agent.
Your questions answered.
Yes, hello, how you doing?
Hey.
I am a travel agent.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So as long as, no, it doesn't matter what type of business you're in per se, as long as it's structured properly. Is your business a sole proprietor, or is it LLC, incorporation?
See, I have my own. I'm a part of an agency, but I have my own, like, you know how you with an agency, but you're your own business owner?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
yeah. Okay. So
but I don't have an LLC.
You don't?
No.
Okay. You have an EIN number?
No.
Okay. All right. So what definitely the first step would be to structure your business as a business. Right now, you definitely, I'm sure, are an independent contractor because the company that you work with will pay you. Right?
Yes.
All right. And so you already are in position. They probably give you a 1099, like at the end of the year.
Yeah, 1099.
Yeah. All right. So actually, you really are in position for your business. So you do have a business. You really are a business owner. What I suggest that you do is you definitely get an EIN number. And it's your decision whether you want to be a sole proprietor or you can make it an LLC. I would say make it an LLC because that way you have what we're talking about. You got personal credit and then you got business credit. But that way you can operate and you can build your business. So everything that we were talking about funding, it really applies to you. So if your name, whatever the name of your business is, then do you have a bank account for the business yet?
Oh, no.
So I would definitely say you get an EIN number, and EINs are free. All right, and we can help you structure your business. We can help you make it an LLC, but the most important thing would be to have the separate entity, get an EIN, make it an LLC, open a bank account, and then you start banking. Because literally what you're doing is you're moving to another aspect of money. You're moving from employee or self-employed to a business owner, right? And then once you have the documents of your business and you have the bank account, you're in a position to get funded, right?
Okay.
And then now we get into the other things and collateral and all that. But so those you need to do that like yesterday, because you'll get a lot more benefits from operating as a business owner as opposed to just operating not really conscious of being a business owner, because you're going to get a 1099 and they're going to put it as a Schedule C on your tax return. So therefore, you need to really take advantages of being a business owner. And you got government funding you can get from SBA, and you got a world of lenders. Like, people got to understand, SBA is just one aspect. There's a world of lenders out here, and a lot of them are looking to loan money to small business owners. So if you call us further, and then we can specifically, if you got the number, we can specifically walk you through it and get you totally set up and get you some funding.
And actually, I sent his email to in the comments, and so you can email him to get a date that you guys can get a consultation, and he can help walk you through the steps.
Okay, thank you.
You are so welcome. Do anybody else have any questions or need any help with anything? If you don't want to talk because you're shy, the email is right there in the chat. And if you can get that email, you can email Chris, and he will be able to answer any questions or help you out. And the first consultation is free.
Yeah. So look, everybody. Look, this is what this is about. It's about us having a community, like-minded individuals taking each other to new heights and taking each other higher. So that's what Masternomics is about. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you again. Peace.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night.
All right. Y'all be good.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Bye, Mike.
Bye.
Mike, ain't glad.